What's up, everybody? Hey, so instead of me having to go in and cut the clock off and turn everything off, I just made the clock shorter. Bro, this is why I make the big money. Because, I think like that. I think the way I'm supposed to. What's up? Happy Sunday. It is Sunday. And I almost didn't do this one, man, but I forgot to send the email yesterday, so we'll see if anybody even shows up today. But I forgot to send the email yesterday. It's my bad. But I did send the one out for the 1 hour warning, so maybe people, I don't know. You never know. So we'll see. Joe's here. Joe's always here. She's the moderator. So if y'all screw up, Joe gonna come get you. Joe gonna come at you. So there's that. Oh, no, we don't want that, homie. I just threw another picture down there, which I don't want. I don't know how to turn that off. That's a messed up kind of thing, man. I don't know how to turn that feature off, but, it's okay. Oh, yeah, Joanne said the time change is what's screwing everybody up. Maybe that is screwing everybody up, Doesn't bother me that much, man. I get up early. I get up early anyway, so I don't really care, Well, actually, we all got an extra hour of sleep this time, right? Yeah, because we moved the clocks back, so we got an extra hour. But it still screws everybody up. People don't realize it. And they're like, oh, shit, I forgot. We're supposed to go to church at 10 o'clock, not 9 o'clock. Whatever. Anybody, any baseball fans here? Yeah, we know Joe's. We know Joe. We know what Joe does. Joe. She make me watch baseball, man. But I don't watch baseball throughout the season. I find the game very boring. It's like, come on, man, y'all need to do something. Y'all need to get something done. I'm sitting here for 4 hours and I ain't doing nothing. But I don't know. I found the World Series kind of exciting, because it's fast paced. It's except for that one that was like 14 hours long. That one was kind of horrible. I guess people on the East Coast, man, they were, they didn't get to sleep till like 3:30 in the morning. That's crazy. But anyway, Anyway, enough about sports. Definitely don't want to talk about football. So, if anybody is got any questions, I got Pro Tools up today. So I got a Pro Tools session here. I'm going to show it to you anyway because it's funny. But I got a Pro Tools session up here. I'm in Studio B today. Actually, it's called the B-Side Studios now because it's not Studio B anymore. It's the B-Side Studios. And the way I've got it configured is my camera's right there. I'm looking right at you. But right below that is my Pro Tools screen. So I got my Pro Tools screen there. I got another screen here. So when I have to look at your comments and your questions, I got to look over here. It's not that I'm not looking at you. It's just I got to look over here for the comments. Like right now, Joe's the only one commenting. So let me know if y'all got any questions, comments, or concerns regarding pretty much everything, man. I could talk to you about anything if you want. I don't really care. We are not a political facility that talks about that kind of stuff, but if you want to ask a question, I'll probably have an answer for you. But anything about business, audio business, not music business. No, the music business. Now let's discuss this. There's a difference between the music business, which everybody knows is, records and labels and contracts and distribution and stuff like that. You got to have lawyers and stuff, but whatever. What I do is the business of music. That's my business is music. I'm not in the music business. I'm in the business of music. I make my money working in the music industry. So I don't consider what I do the music business. I don't do contract. I have done contracts, but I'm not a musician. I don't make music. I don't play things. I don't distribute records. Although I do. We as a company have a publishing company, which actually is okay. And we also have a record label, which we don't really do anything with the label. It's like, yeah, we got one, so whatever. Hey, let's see. Saw your last live. Something about an LLC. Would just a DBA with separate liability insurance and the same thing? Yes. Yes. And that's the important part, man. Those last words you said, I'll put that up there one more time. You can still do a tax write-off. Yes. Absolutely. The big difference, man, let's talk about this for a sec. What state are you in? You in California? You can answer real quick. There's really the advantage to having the LLC. LLC stands for Limited Liability Company. I'm gonna keep looking at the chat here and see where you're calling in from. I feel like some financial radio talk host. Oh, you're in California. Okay. Yeah. I figured this was need. Yeah, California, bro. LLCs in California are stupid. They're necessary if you own property, if you own things like a house, an airplane, a yacht, the tangible items that can be attacked and be attached if you get sued and you lose a lawsuit, okay? Because that's your personal property. You know what I mean? The house that you and your family live in, right? If you own that house, now our business isn't really like that, man. If it's just you doing work, okay? Yeah, you might get sued if you screw up somebody's mix and they want their money back. Okay, cool. But if you are in a let's say you have a commercial facility, and heaven forbid something like this happens. Well, let's just say you're in a commercial facility and the big speaker falls off the wall and smashes on somebody's head and they get hurt. All right, yeah, you're going to be held liable. All right, so yeah, you're still going to be held liable. So insurance covers that. That's why you have liability insurance. Okay, I might suggest if you are in that commercial facility that you have $1 million, $750,000 worth of coverage, $1 million worth of coverage for that purpose. It's not that expensive. Yeah, it's not cheap, but it's not that expensive, okay, for that purpose. Now, if you don't have liability insurance or you don't have enough liability insurance, someone could sue you and take your stuff, okay? They could take your personal property. If you're not a limited liability company, if you're just a DBA, they can attach your personal property to a lawsuit. All right, so that's the big difference. Tax write-offs are about the same. With another thing with LLC compared to DBA is you're supposed to pay your taxes quarterly as a corporate, as a LLC. So you have to estimate how much money you're going to make in the next 3 months and pay taxes on it. Okay, so at the end of the year, if you overpaid your taxes, you get a refund. Now, as a DBA, Joe's saying, if you get a DBA, load up on the liability insurance. LLC, you tend to pay more tax, and taxes might be more in-depth, but you can still do your own through TurboTax. Exactly. So, what was I saying? As a DBA, you don't have to pay your taxes in advance. You can wait till the end of the year and then figure out your tax bill, what you owe for income tax. Okay, so simple math on the income tax thing. If you're let's say you're a DBA, and simple math on that. Let's say you for my math challenged brain. Let's say that you made $10,000 for the year. Yeah, I'm poor. Okay, so now I'm keeping it simple. So let's say that you made $10,000 throughout the year, all right? And now you owe $2,500 in tax on that $10,000 that you made, and you now owe the government $2,500 in income tax. But you spent $2,400 having to buy things for your business, okay? So, yeah, Joe's like, we're not accountants. No, we're definitely not. Definitely don't want me doing your books, bro. So, but let's say you spent $2,400 on things that you had to buy in order to do your business. You had to pay for internet access. You had to have a cell phone. You had to have an email CRM that you had to pay for. Whatever it is that you had to pay for that's tax deductible. Okay? Now your tax bill is only $100. Okay. Now, unfortunately, let's say that you spent $2,600 on items that you had to have. Your tax bill is still $2,500. Okay. But you spent $26. No, you don't get a $100 refund. Now, the reason you don't get a refund is because you didn't pay into the system like you would if you had an LLC. Okay, so yeah, you might, if you don't care about tax refunds, do a DBA. If you don't care about, like if you don't own a bunch of property, do a DBA. Okay, we live in a crappy apartment. We pay rent, so I'm not concerned about losing things if I get sued. All right, and regardless, we're not really open to the public, so we don't have people in, so we don't really have to maintain the liability insurance that a larger commercial facility might have to have. So we do have Joe knows more about this stuff than the money stuff than I do. She says, if you don't claim quarterly with a DBA, you still end up claiming it at the end of the year. You also have to pay a self-employment tax. Yes. Yeah, you end up paying a self-employment tax. But as an LLC, you have to pay quarterly. To maintain your status as a corporation, as a corporate, you're supposed to pay quarterly. So, but that's the difference with the DBA, is that you don't have to pay. You still end up paying a self-employment tax, though. But kind of tax deductible. Get workarounds, you know what I mean? And now look, it's not a scam. I'm not cheating. No, there ain't no cheating going on. There's just ways to do it, that you may not have to pay as much as you think you have to pay. Does that make sense? Yeah, it does. So, we got one guy from Twitch watching. Anyway, so yeah, that was a fun little trip down accounting money lane, right? So yeah, look, I'm not a professional by any means. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not an accountant. I don't know. I just know some stuff because we do stuff, And yeah, we file our own taxes. We use TurboTax, and it's simple, it's easy, it's convenient. We don't make a crap ton of money, so we're not really worried about, we don't have a crap ton of investments and things like that. So I'm not really that concerned about it. So we keep it simple. So as long as it's simple, I keep it simple. Like my mix. You like that segue? Oh, wait. We got another more to the question. It says, I wonder if that self-employment tax comes cheaper. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely. I'm not really sure what it is. I think it's a percentage. Joe may know what the percentage is. She says, usually yes, but it depends on how much you make for the year. So even at a six-figure, let's say 150, I don't think the self-employment tax was 800. The thing about the 800 is that is 100% not tax deductible. That's you taking $800 and going, here, sir. Thank you for allowing me to have a business in California. Yeah. I mean, there are workarounds for that as well, but those are sketchy. And I know a guy, I'm not going to tell you who he is, or I might be making this guy up. You never know. But I know a guy who maintains an address in Nevada, and it's one of those UPS store mailboxes, but it looks like a street address with a suite number. I'm just saying that might be a thing that people do, And so his corporate, he filed his corporate in Nevada, so it's much cheaper in Nevada. And then Las Vegas got no state income tax, so he's winning double on that one. He ain't paying no state income tax either. So Joe says, yeah, you need those deductions. So the $800 is not deductible. You may need the deductions. So even at 150, if you're making $150,000 a year, you can probably find enough deductions to cover the income tax, regardless of the self-employment tax, to basically, kind of the idea when you do your taxes is to get to zero and call it a day. You know, you don't want to carry. You can carry things over to the next year, but do you need to? I don't know. Joe says on another note, love the segues there, man. Go to esaudio.com for more information and more pics and news from the studio. Always pushing that studio, Bubba. So I got you. Yeah, so this is it's a fun subject to talk about. I've had people argue with me about it, but we've been doing it this way for 30 years, and you know it works. So it's not like we're trying to scam a system. We're not trying to get over on anybody. I'm not trying to get stuff. I almost said the other S word. I'm not trying to get stuff for free, but you know, I just do mine, and I keep it clean, and I don't try to scam nothing. So I'm not trying to write off, you know, marijuana. You know what I mean? So yeah, we're not. Well, actually, you know what? Technically, you can, because marijuana is legal in the state of California. We kind of sneak that in sometimes with the we call it green room supplies, and these are things that we keep to keep our clients happy. All right, so invoices for everything. You mentioned a service that sends invoices and syncs with QuickBooks or something. Yes, I have mentioned that. And do I have any? I think there's a. I'm gonna look it up while we're talking, but I think there is a YouTube video where I talk about it. And let me go to YouTube real quick. Go to my videos. It's called Traft. I can actually send. You know what? I can actually send you a link. Let me get it on this system. Let me see if I can find a link on this system so I can just copy and paste it in there. Yeah, Traft is it's a booking system. It's pretty cool. There's actually a video. I've got a video on my YouTube channel. Go search Learn Pro Recording YouTube channel for the booking system. Let me see if I can find a link for that, and I could just post it in the thing for you. But Traft is a booking system that is pretty badass. Let me see. I think I got it. I don't know if I got it on this one. It might be on the other one. Got two different Googles. Yeah, here it is. Right. Oh, dude, look, it's the second thing right there. Look at that. So here is. Let me copy this, and let me go drop it in the chat. I'm just gonna drop the link. There you go. There's the link for Traft. All right. Now, what Traft is, I could actually bring it up and show it to you while we're talking. I think I can do that. Technology, bro, it's it's crazy. Let's see. I'm going to go to the ES Audio Services. Let me see if I gotta make a page. Let me turn this off for a second. I'm going to turn this on preview mode. So now you see me in preview mode. I'm going to be working over here. So if you do have questions, I still see it. Oh, I went to the YouTube as well. Let me bring in this, and oh yeah, look at that. I'll just make this I'll just put this here. All right, I think you'll be able to see this big enough. Let me come back to live mode. Publish this. Let me know if that's big enough for you to see. So if you come here, right? Oh, I can do it over here. If you come here, right? And you go to services, and we're only doing remote services at the moment. But if you go, I was on that other page anyway. Do work. Let's go to work. All right, let's say you want to do some remote mixing, right? Let's get started. Oh, it asks you about what it is. But here's Traft. See the little thing moving there? That's an embedded feed onto this page. And what Traft does is allow you to choose your, let's say a client can choose the day they want to do the work and the time they want to do the work. They can say, oh, I read and agreed with the terms and conditions. Go here. And then they put in their information, name, email, and then it's asking for the money. So right here, man, they're going to pay you right here. Okay, and it automatically, let me get rid of this real quick. Let me just dump this out of here real quick. Okay, so it's automatically going to, because it's integrated with QuickBooks, Traft integrates with QuickBooks, so it automatically generates an invoice with the next invoice number, okay? Or I take that back. I don't think Traft does not integrate with QuickBooks. It does its own numbers. Creates its own invoice. You could actually just use Traft for everything. What we do is we use Traft for the online booking. And then when somebody generates an invoice, I use the same invoice number in QuickBooks. So they cross-reference when we need to. And that's just how I do it manually because we don't get that many bookings through this anyway. So the question is, what payment options do clients have? I think we're connected with Stripe. Going back over here, I think it's Stripe and PayPal. You know, Stripe and Squarespace. Squarespace, Stripe, and PayPal are the ones that we use. There's others. I don't know if I can get into Traft from here. Let me see if I can get in. I can. Hang on. I can get in my Traft account here and let you know exactly what they integrate with. Oh no, they want me to sign up. Let me see if it'll let me in. It might. And it did. So let's see. Features and integrations. Online payments. We use Square, PayPal, and Stripe. They're also connected with Molly and Authorize.net. I'm not sure what those are. I don't have those. But I have a Square account, I have a Stripe account, and a PayPal account. Okay? Those are the three bigs. And they're all about the same. They're like 2.9%. You wonder what could be added. Yeah, Molly and Authorize.net. So those are the ones that they currently have in Traft. I'm not really sure what those other two are, but between Square, PayPal, and Stripe, they're all about the same, 2.9% with a 30 cent per transaction thing, which is a write-off, by the way. Man, I don't know if you know this, but we use one credit card for the company. Like go to Costco and buy the coffees and the waters and stuff and the paper towels and toilet, whatever. We buy whatever with it. You know, the snacks for the lounge, whatever. The interest on that credit card is a 100% write-off. So you end up not paying interest on that throughout the entire year anyway. So if you lease your car, 100% write-off. If you lease your equipment, 100% write-off. So, boom. There's a lot to unpack, man. And I should do I have that? Is that in the Audio Business Building Academy? I don't know if it is or not. I know it's not in the mini. It might be in the full version. Let me see. I'm gonna go over there and see if it's on there. I think I could look that up. I think I can look it up. Yeah, let me see. I'm not sure if I have that in there with all the stuff. Yeah, these guys are not going to let me sign in on this. Yeah, they're not going to let me sign in on the system. I can't see it. It might be in there. It might not. But if it's not, I'll put it in, man. Joanne's saying it depends on how much you make. Because we missed one right here. I missed one. He's asking, how careful do I need to be with a business credit card? Any trick to set up? Dude, I use Amex and American Express because not only, and then Joanne says it depends on how much you make. I use an Amex because of the benefits of having an Amex. And an Amex, an American Express card, does cost you money to maintain. You either have a revolving blue card, which has the percentage, but the percentages are crazy right now. Or you can just get a gold card or a platinum card, whatever you feel like, a regular green card, and but you have to pay those every month. You can carry those over, but the interest on those is crazy. Just pay it off, But if you do maintain an interest, that you pay on your credit card, it is a write-off. So, but I like the benefits of the Amex card, even though we do carry a balance on it usually. Man, Joanne's like typing away over there, bro. She says, keep your business credit card separate from a personal, and that way you can go through your bank, look under their business credit card offers. She knows stuff about banks. I don't deal with the banks. That's her job. But what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something pertaining to that. Yeah. Keep it separate from keep your business credit card separate from your personal. Oh, I was gonna say that the cool thing I really like about Amex is at the end of the year they send me a statement for the year. It's called the year-end statement. And they break it down, bro, on I spent this much at the Chevron station. I spent this much at the Costco. This is what I spent at the 7-Eleven. They break it down into every category and everything that I spend per what I spend, and I have an amount. So I'm already kind of lined up. And then I can check that with my QuickBooks to make sure that I've put everything in. One trick, dude, make sure you put everything in your QuickBooks. If you're using QuickBooks, you get a receipt. You go to the gas station, fill up your car, you get a receipt, bro, come back, put it into QuickBooks, put it in a file, okay? Be vigilant about that. Don't wait until the last minute and then start trying to put in all the receipts. No. Do it when you come back from the store, put it into QuickBooks, put the receipt away. If that's too much for you, like, that's the way I do it. You don't have to do it the way I do it. That's the way that I do it. But do it, say, Monday morning. You're going to spend an hour putting in the receipts, writing the invoices that you need to write, sending the reminders out that you need to remind people that they owe you money. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying. So, yeah, Joe says that you can usually set up a business bank account as well. And you can usually set up a business account via the bank where you have personal. Yeah, we got, I think, 3 different banks. We spread it around, we spread the love a little bit. But the business account, we have 2 different business accounts, but we also have personal accounts at both those banks as well. So we do keep them separate, but your business has to pay you. Your business has to pay. You have to basically, as a sole proprietor, DBA, or even an LLC, you have to pay yourself. So a DBA, what, Joe? You take it as a draw, or you're not a salary, right? You take it as a draw. He says, how do you go about paying yourself? I don't necessarily need a checking account, credit card. What Joe can answer that. What she does is she transfers money from one account to another, and I think it's called a owner. What's it called, Joe? An owner draw, or I forget what it's called. Joe knows. She's going to type it in here in a minute. But she might be typing a whole paragraph. That's why it's taking forever. But I personally don't get paid. I have a card and I use it, and then the bill gets paid. That's basically my pay, I think. Okay. Joe says, if you have to actually write a check, pay someone, although that's going away, you can pay people through Venmo. Yeah, we actually pay people through Venmo. Sometimes PayPal, but mostly Venmo. Venmo, we get an itemized account with Venmo every month as well, and we keep those for matching together with the QuickBooks. So, yeah, man. A lot of this information is in the Audio Business Building Academy, which is it's the full version. It's not in the mini version, which you can buy. You can't buy the full version. The only way to get to the full version is to go to it's actually, I don't even have it. It's the join the membership, unless you're already in the membership. If you're in my community, you join the VIP community. You actually have access to the you actually have access to it. I don't think. Oh, it's go to learnprorecording.com. Let me see if I can type this in. It's HTTPS. Yeah, watch me type. learnprorecording.com/membership1. And that is it. Yeah, go check that out, man. There's a 30-day free trial. In that 30 days, you can run through all the courses that are in there. The courses that are in there, there's the Audio Business Building Academy, the full version, which is in there. And a lot of this information we're talking about right now is in there. Joe says, if you're making enough money to pay your bills, you can write a check to yourself or transfer the money from your business account to your personal account. That's how she does it. I don't get involved with that because that's her gig, man. But yeah, the Audio Business Building Academy. The courses that are in the membership are Audio Business Building Academy, the full version, the basic signal flow, which that one's free anyway. Anybody can get that. But the basics of signal flow and the intro to audio engineering and the advanced audio engineering course, which are huge. Those are big courses. And there's a lot to do there. The new stuff I got coming out is the Pro Tools stuff. There's one out now. It's called Pro Tools Foundations, which I don't know I don't even know the link for that. So I'll throw that in the chat. I'll have that on the chat next time for next week. But if you're into Pro Tools, it's pretty cool. There's a 4-part series. It's called Pro Tools Learning Path. And basically I'm taking somebody from not knowing anything about Pro Tools to being a professional with Pro Tools through the 4 courses. It might take you a few months to get through all 4 courses once they're all available. The only one that's available right now is the Pro Tools Foundations, which is the basic Pro Tools course. I'm working right now. The last few days I've been working on the intermediate course, which is the next level. And then there'll be the Pro Tools Advanced, and then the 4th part will be Pro Tools for Professionals. And we'll probably throw some of this business stuff in for the professionals because it is about making money. You know what I mean? Joe says the key is making enough money to pay yourself. Haha, ugh. And then also she says, once again, we are not Yeah, don't hold me. Dad joke on the cusp right here. Don't hold me accountable. Okay. Stop. Just don't even do that ever again. That was pretty bad, bro. That was horrible. Yeah, I'm not an accountant. I don't know. I have figured this stuff out on my own for the last 30 plus years. You know what I mean? And this is the way I've done it. And it works. So I'm cool with it. Everybody else seems to be okay with it because, everybody else seems to be cool with it. Haven't had any trouble yet. So I mean, we don't make enough money for people to even look at. If you're not making $500,000 plus a year, ain't nobody looking at you, man. They're like, whatever. We're gonna get 12 cents. The trick, and listen to the words. Get a receipt for everything. I'm gonna look deep in the camera. Get a receipt for everything, man. If you go to the store. You stop at the liquor store on the way to the studio and get some gum because your breath is funky. Ask that person for a receipt. Get a physical receipt. Now here's the trick. Keep the receipt. Okay, you need to keep your receipts for 7 years. You might need a storage unit. You got to keep your receipts for 7 years because the IRS can go back 7 years and perform an audit. Okay, so after 7 years, it's okay, man. You can destroy the receipts, get rid of them, throw them out, burn them, whatever you need to do. All right? But for 7 years, you got to hold on to these receipts. Now, some people we might know, they have a really, they keep everything nicely organized and together, and they got everything by month and by year and by boxes. And, okay, this is the box from 2019 to 2021. And all inside are all these envelopes, and everything's nicely, and they're chronological. All the receipts in each envelope is chronologically. Yeah, if somebody wants to run through your stuff and make sure you're doing the right thing, otherwise known as an audit, what you want to do is you want to take all your paper receipts and you want to put them in one of those 33-gallon black plastic garbage bags and shake that punk up. Because what you got to do is, I don't know, what was that, Joe? What was that movie with Jamie Damn Lee Curtis and the about the IRS agent lady doing the? You remember the movie, right? You know what I'm talking about? Joe's the movie person, man. I don't know. I don't pay attention. I think I already did that one. Yeah, picks and news from the studio. Joe knows the name of that movie. But anyway, if you do get audited, you walk into the auditor's office. You got this big bag of receipts and shake it up. Make sure that it's all shook. Don't have everything all nicely chronologically laid out so it's easy for them. Because what they have to do, and this is what they have to do, is they have to go through each receipt and they have to match it to your tax. Pick up another receipt and match it to your tax. Bro, if you've got receipts and what are they going to get? Let's say you made a small mistake. It's $100. You forgot to put in a thing. They might come at you for $50. Bro, they're not going to take the man hours to go through each receipt and match it to your QuickBooks. It's not going to your taxes. They're not even matching your QuickBooks. They physically have to take each receipt and match it to your taxes. Just say it. Again, not an accountant, not a tax attorney, just know stuff. I'm not a youngster, been around for a minute. I know things. Just take that as you want. Y'all watching the replay? Email me if you got questions. info@learnprorecording.com. You can email me. I don't have a thing that I can put up there for you, but whatever. But y'all that want extra help, join the membership, man. You get 30 days for free. It ain't going to cost you nothing. And even if you did pay the money for the VIP membership, which is a measly $27, that's tax deductible, people. It's ongoing learning. It's being part of a membership. Like if you join NAM or you join AES, those fees are tax deductible because you're part of a group of people that are learning and growing and becoming and making more money so you could pay more taxes. Bro, I don't know how to do this anymore, man. How is with doing business with Amex card? I've just grown up with too many places saying a lot of places don't accept it. Like Costco, they don't accept Amex anymore, which is kind of messed up. But I leave some money in my Venmo account, and I have a MasterCard with Venmo, so that's the one that I use at Costco, and that's all I use it for. I just use it for Costco because MasterCard's the only thing they take it. MasterCard's the only thing they take. I think they might take Visa, but whatever. That's the only place. But yeah, other than that, man, I really haven't, I use the Amex mostly for online thing, recurring stuff. So that's what I use it mostly for. Plug-in subscriptions, things like that. I buy my Pro Tools license, my Avid license with it. That's what I use it for. Sometimes I'll buy gear with it if it's not, I'm not spending like $10,000. So yeah, Joe says that you should have actually an Amex card and a MasterCard or Visa. So, and use both for your business. We have one of each for the business. I think there's a Visa card too. I'm not really sure. I know I have the Amex and the MasterCard. So MasterCard at Costco, Amex for everything else that'll take it. Yeah, I haven't really run into any other place that doesn't take it. But like I said, it's mostly for my reoccurring stuff, my subscriptions and things like that. But and then fuel for the cars, Which another thing is Joe says to be careful with PayPal and Venmo. Not as secure if you keep. Yeah, we try not to keep more than $1,000 on Venmo or PayPal. It's not as secure as you might think it is, but yeah, just try to keep it low. If it gets up to $1,000, we'll transfer some of it out. We generally leave $500 in there, but just for got to spend some money, whatever. What was I gonna say? I forgot what I was gonna say. Whatever. Anyway, yeah. So that's generally how it works. But again, a lot of the stuff in the Audio Business Building Academy, and it's free for 30 days. 30 days free. You need me to throw that link in there again, or you want to go back and get it? Yeah. You guys on the replay, man, it's go to learnprorecording.com/membership1. Again, that's learnprorecording.com/membership1. And it's free, bro. It's 30 days for free. In 30 days, you could definitely go through all those courses that are in there. Plus all the other stuff, man. Being a part of the group, You know, that's the fun stuff, man. You got a peer group there. There are other members in there, and you can ask questions. There's a bunch of different categories of things that we do. We do, you mentioned car. Oh, that's what I was going to tell you about. Yeah, transportation, fuel or something. Yeah, no, just having the car. Just having the car is a tax deduction, you know, because my company owns the cars. So, yeah, they're my personal cars, but, you know, the company pays for the registration, the company pays for the insurance, the company pays for the fuel, and they're listed as, on TurboTax, they're listed as being used for business. And we have 2 cars, so they're both used for business and personal. They're both I think the way the question is asked on QuickBooks, on TurboTax, is this vehicle available for personal use? Yes. And they don't ask you if you have another car for personal use. They just ask you if the car that you're talking about right now is available for personal use. Yes. And then they kind of, you can like figure, you can keep track of all the miles and all the fuel that you put in. But we normally just take the standard deduction, which is like $2,800 a year. Bro, I mean, you know, seriously, $2,800 a year. We drive old cars, man. We have 2 cars, and they're both from 1995. So, yeah, I don't have a car payment, so there's that. Everyone's situation different. Look up the rules on TurboTax. Yeah, she's keeping me in check, ain't she? It's her job, bro. But so we just take the standard deduction on the cars. The registration on the cars are both personal registrations. They both have to do with the business. One car is the license plate says ES Audio, which is the name of the studio. So the other one is another personalized license plate for a DJ. It's a DJ. So there you go. But yeah, but they're both old cars, you know, and so we don't have a payment. The insurance isn't that much, you know, because we only have to maintain liability. We don't have to have full coverage. Bro, if I totaled my Jeep, I think Blue Book on my Jeep is like $17. Seriously, man. It's like, all right, bro. I'm not going to carry insurance on something that's only, you know, going to pay me $600 if I total it. You know what I mean? That's all right. It's easier. It's easier, man. We don't drive far, you know, like the studio's right down the street. So I actually ride a bicycle sometimes. Usually. Yeah, you definitely keep your fuel receipts as Joe has specified there on that chat. Because that can be separate. Fuel can be separate from your regular maintenance and everything on your car. You know, you get regular oil changes, and that's included in the standard deduction for your car. You know, but like we had to buy tires last year for one of the cars, and that's a separate thing. That's kind of like, oh, we have to have that. So that was a separate deduction. But, you know, TurboTax will let you know. You know, you can always ask. There's a question bubble there. You could always ask. Say, hey, is this what about this? Can I write this off? And they'll tell you. You know, so the AI in TurboTax is really well done. It works. You know, so man, this has been fun, bro. This is a good one. I appreciate you asking the good questions, man. Because you know what it is, man. Is somebody else may have the same question. They might watch the replay later and go, "Oh, dude, I didn't know that." You know. So when that happens, and I know who you are. You need to go join my membership. Come on, man. So what do I have? Oh shoot, I don't know if this is. I'm gonna check it before I put it in there. The masterclass is coming up. You might, if you're on my list, man, you might have got an email. Oh wait, we got a big old question here. No personal liability. I'm not having people in my personal studio. Do I have to worry about protecting, renting out another studio space? With, I got to pull that one up. I'll just read it here. Let me pull it up again. It says, I'm not having people in my personal studio. Do I need to worry about protection when renting out another studio or other space to record with clients present? No. the other studio is responsible for the liability in their facility. So that's what we do. If I got to record a client's, let's say I got to record drums. I don't record drums here. So if I got to record drums, I go to a studio that records drums. And at that point, I'm a client. You know, at that point, even though my client is paying that bill, I'm the client because I generally book the studio, and then my client pays me, and I pay the studio, which again is tax deductible. Bro, this goes on and on and on, man. You do it that way. You invoice your client for the studio. Now, normally what I do at the same time is I'll try to make some kind of arrangement with the studio that I bring my clients to, that they give me a little discount, right? But I charge the full rate. It's like a service fee. You know what I mean? Like I might get 10% off. I'll mark it up 10% for my client. So my client's going to pay me what they would normally pay that studio. And then that studio is giving me a little discount, so I get a little extra, you know? But so I pay the studio, the client pays me, I pay the studio, and I get the tax deduction from the studio, from paying the studio. Okay? Boom. So, yeah, that works. And plus, at that point, it's their facility, so they have to worry about liability. You don't have to worry about it, you know? If you do, I was just about to say that, Joe. If you do bring gear, like I've got a rack right here, that's a portable rack. I sometimes bring that with me to other studios because it's got some of my favorite preamps and compressor and stuff in there. I also bring a microphone. If I'm going to record vocals, I bring my Sony C800G. The studio I'm going to might not have a Sony, so I bring my own. Okay? My stuff is insured. So even if I go into another studio, something happens to my mic, something happens to my gear, heaven forbid somebody steals it or there's a fire, whatever. I know my stuff is insured. Even if the studio I go to doesn't have adequate insurance for that kind of thing, I know my stuff's insured. And I do it that way because that's my stuff. These are my tools. That's like a carpenter's hammer. You know what I mean? Those are my tools that I use when I go to work. So I'm just saying. And it's not that expensive. You know, that kind of insurance is not that expensive. If you're a homeowner, your homeowner's insured. You might want to check with your policy. Your homeowner's insurance may cover gear when it goes out. You just got to check, you know. So, definitely make sure your gear is insured. I'm not a musician, so I don't carry musical equipment around. I don't carry instruments around with me. But sometimes instruments, say a guitar in the backseat of your car, may not be insured the way you think it is. So check with your insurance, okay? That's all I got to say about that. Again, I'm not an insurance person either, so I don't know. Joe does all that stuff. If you rent your gear, they might ask for liability insurance. Really? If you rent your equipment, the studio that you go to might ask for insurance? Is that what you're saying? Am I hearing that right, Joe? I need to turn this air conditioner on. I know y'all don't care, but it's hot up in here. This console got tubes in it, man, and it gets warm when I don't have that air conditioner on. And I know now y'all can probably hear the air conditioner now that I said it, huh? But that's all right. Deal with it. Is that what you're saying, though, Joanne? If you rent your gear, I wouldn't rent my gear to someone else anyway. I mean, if you rent gear from someone else, absolutely. They're going to ask for insurance. Absolutely. Like if I go rent a microphone from Audio Rents over here in Burbank, I have my own insurance, and I have to show them my insurance. You know, otherwise you could pay a deposit, but that deposit's going to be huge depending on what you're renting. Like if you're renting a C12, you know, you're going to pay probably a $1,500 deposit on that, you know, which is probably their deductible on their insurance if something happens to their mic, you know. So that's what we're talking about in that arena. So, again, everybody should go join the membership right now. Stop what you're doing. stop what you're doing, open up a browser. Am I a little pushy today or what? No, man, look, the membership is awesome, bro. I mean, and it's free for 30 days. In 30 days, man, you can go in there and see everything we got. But it's an ongoing thing. We have monthly group coaching calls, which are, those are a lot of fun. It's kind of like this, but we're on a Zoom call, kind of, so we can see each other. It's pretty neat. What's the beverage of choice? The beverage of juice in the studio. Are you talking about for clients? Because that would be water, bottles of water. We get the big 48 thing of the little 16.9 ounce bottles, from Costco. Should I buy like 4 of those at a time? My beverage of choice in the studio. Well, it depends on where we're at and what we're doing. Generally, I'm a water guy. Well, today it's all about the coffee. And the coffee of choice today is, we bought a percolator. I think we talked about this last week. We bought a percolator, like grandma percolator. You put it on the stove. And I got some community coffee, some New Orleans blend. And I said it the way it's supposed to be said, New Orleans, not New Orleans. I heard somebody say that the other day, New Orleans. I'm like, and you from New Orleans? What's wrong with you, man? Talking like you from Minnesota. No offense to the Minnesotans in the house. I don't even know if I think I know one person from Minnesota. But if you're talking about other type beverages of the adult flavor, I like bourbon. I've been experimenting with bourbons recently. I don't have I'm not like super rich, so I'm not going to go spend $500 on a bottle of bourbon. But the Knob Creek's pretty good. Four Roses, I kind of like that. Bullet bourbon, I like that. But yeah, I do enjoy a good bourbon. I like the taste. And of course, you can't see it. Oh, I can't see it. It's not in the shot. I'd have to move the camera, but right above this thing, that's my whiteboard with nothing on it. See, I covered up. I did all my tasks for the day. Right above that is there's a little sign that says Southern Comfort. Yeah, I'm a Southern Comfort person. I do enjoy my SoCo because that is created and made in New Orleans. So there's that, But yeah, but between Community Coffee and which is also New Orleans, and the Cafe Du Monde, I prefer the Community over the Cafe Du Monde, but it's all right. But yeah, other than that, man, water, coffee. I don't drink sodas, nothing. I try to stay away from sugary stuff, except of course the bourbon. Whatever. But yeah, for clients, it's generally waters as well. So, tea if you're singing, So we keep that throat coat tea, which is tax deductible when you buy it. We keep that for clients, so it's important. Little honey and lemon. Keep that for singers. It's important. They do enjoy. You know what? And the clients appreciate that stuff, and that's the big thing, man. As clients are like, bro, you got throat coat here. Like, yeah, man. If you're singing, I got you. And we were talking about weed being tax deductible. Oh, you got a pre-roll there. It's like, yeah, man. Well, I'm out. Do you mind? I'm like, that's what it's for, bro. Y'all can't leave because you're out of weed. I want you to stay. Oh, you know what I heard today? I know this is totally random and off different thought process, but I saw a statistic. I saw a stat today that this is the first week in like 40 years, 39 years or something, where there's no rap songs in the entire top 40. The pendulum might be swinging back to real music, rock music. The pendulum might be swinging back. Now, again, no offense to the FL Studio guys in the house. Love y'all, man, but might be coming back over to actually playing some stuff. Joe, we were in here. I'm gonna call you out here, Joe. She was in the studio a little while ago, and some Dave Matthews came on, and she's like, "Turn it up." So I turned it up a little bit, and she's like, no, turn it up. We listened to that whole song, man, like on 11. And I was like, whoo, man. Yeah, I know you don't. But 90s rap is what you're talking about, right? When rap was real. No, I said, man, bro, when Joe listens to Dave Matthews, the neighbors do too. It was loud, bro. It was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool song. Whatever. Yeah, Dave Matthews, man, the Dave Matthews Band is this was a live, we listened to a live version of a song, and it was pretty cool. So yeah, the Dave Matthews Band live is unbelievable, you know. So anyway, all right, 7:26. We got 4 more minutes. Y'all let me know if you got questions, comments, or concerns. I noticed somebody else lurking over there on oh, you know who we haven't seen today? We haven't seen Stream Boo. What happened to my Stream Boo, Joe? He usually comes over from the Twitch, and he wants to try to get me to buy some followers. Stream Boo, where you at, man? That's so funny. It's like, yeah, bro, I got like 2 people watching me, man. You're gonna come over here and try to sell stuff to them. That's funny. Anyway, hey, let me know if y'all enjoy these Sunday night things, man, because I could not do it if y'all don't care. If y'all don't like it, I won't do it. But I appreciate I like what we talked about all day today, man. It was fun. I enjoy it. It's a passion of mine to help y'all out growing and being able to do what I do. I'm super grateful to the universe for allowing me to be able to do what I do by being an idiot, basically, you know, and still being able to do what I do because it's fun. I enjoy it. I'm really good at it. I'm not bragging, bro, but sometimes I like sit back and go, bro, I'm good at this shit. It happens, man. Come on. Everybody knows that, you know, you're doing a mix, and sometimes you got to go, bro, that was awesome. That mix is fire right there, man. So, yeah, no, I'm good at what I do. I enjoy it, and I'm super grateful that I'm allowed to do this. And whoever I got to thank for that, thank you. I appreciate you. But I know some stuff, man, and I've been doing it for a minute. So if anybody watching the replay got any questions, go to, I don't know, go here, man. Buy this thing because it's cheap. $19.97. It's the Audio Business Building Academy mini course. I basically took out all the fluff. It's just some straight ahead good stuff up in there, man, that helps you grow your business. You know what I'm saying? If I'm gonna go ahead and throw the masterclass in there. I was gonna check it. Yeah, that works. It'll take you to the new one. It is November 15th is the new masterclass. That one's fun, bro. It's the minimal mix masterclass. If anybody watching a replay or anybody here right now, you want to come learn how to mix minimal, bro, it's a lot of fun. We spend 2 hours. First 2 hours, I show you how I line up my mix, how I put my mix together, and then the next hour we spend working on the mix. So, doing the mix, you know what I mean? So we're gonna mix a song in 2 hours. So I'm gonna share with you my template. I'm gonna talk you into making your own template. It doesn't matter the DAW. I'm gonna use Pro Tools when we do this masterclass. It's just because I've got it set up and it's ready to go. All right, this system is ready for Pro Tools. Okay, so but yeah, it doesn't matter the DAW. You know, a stereo bus is a stereo bus, no matter what DAW you're on. So no worries. All right, man, got to get up out of here. Got to go eat. Hey, man, this time change, bro, messed me all up. I thought I had like an extra hour. I was gonna go eat something, and I was like, oh shit, I gotta be on in 15 minutes. So I didn't eat yet. So I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna go eat. We'll see y'all next week. Look for the video coming out tomorrow. The YouTube video tomorrow is all about. I had a coaching client this week, and he didn't understand the difference between multi-tracks and stems. So I explained it to you in tomorrow's video. So go watch it if you want. Sign up for the masterclass coming November 15th. It's awesome, super cheap, not expensive at all. You're gonna learn a bunch of stuff. Want to talk about business? Come on over and hang out with us on Sunday nights, because that's what we do, man. We talk about business. We'll see y'all next week. I'm Donny Baker, and I'm gonna be out of here. Thanks for your help, Joe. Talk to y'all soon.